I'm actually going to try this. There we go. Oh. Much better. Okay. I do not have the best camera, and it's very dark. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. Bear with me. Bear. Okay, so welcome. Welcome. We are going to get into the message real quick here. Okay. Real quick. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't resonate, it's all good. Okay, kind of a weird message, but it's like somebody's fertility changes at midnight. I don't know if you're trying to get pregnant, or I don't know if you're like you got something on the roll or something like that. You got something going on. You want to have a baby or something like that. That could be definitely happening. But for those of us who don't want to have babies, something's changing at midnight. Like metaphorically speaking. Maybe something that you've been working on is going to blow up and suddenly become really big. And you weren't really expecting that because the world has been very cold to you in a lot of ways, and like making you work extra hard for things when, you see other people do it and it's so much easier. Why do people have to turn so cold with you? Why does it have to be so hard for you when, like, it's hard to compare yourself to other people, for one. Like, that's not really a good thing, because your journey is your journey, and you never know what other people go through behind the scenes. Like, they don't necessarily tell you everything. Okay? They like to hide a majority of really what's going on, right? They just want to flash around the good parts. That's what most people want to do, right? What up, everybody in the chat? Somebody's going to know what they want suddenly. What they've been planning on finally works. Ooh, a Heidi card there. Knight of Wands in reverse. You could be reformatting your life and not doing things so quick all the time, right? Like slowing down, not letting things pass you by. Whoa. Okay. So I kind of feel like I know what's going on here. It's like somebody they want something, okay, and they want to defend it. They want to stand up for it, because they've seen the mending that's happened or something like that. Like somebody's done a lot to like put themselves together. You could have stayed single for a while too, and like that's, strictly out of because you care about other people and you didn't want to put people up in your shit, right? That didn't deserve it because you were a mess, something like that, like emotionally a mess. Or you're that kind of person that, like, honestly, it's hard to say, but like, I almost feel like the messier the person, the better the relationship. Like, when people are perfect, you look for ways to fuck up everything. When your life is like fucked up, then and somebody else's life is fucked up, then you're like, okay, well, we can just be fucked up together. Because when are you ever normal? When is it ever just cool, calm, and collected? Like, fucking very rarely, right? Is it ever just perfect, right? Almost like it doesn't exist. So when you see other people that have put themselves together, it's like, okay, you know what it's like. For people who don't know what that's like, it's hard to live a life with people who have no idea what it's like of where you've been, right? Like, if they don't, it's so hard to say. Like, if they didn't grow up in the trailer, because they had middle-class parents and their parents lived in the same house forever, and like you went from like trailer park to trailer park, like you can't really relate. The people who were in the house that had all the money can't relate to the poor people that, didn't have anything, that were massively fucked up, right? There's two different worlds. And like, I know that we all live together, and we have to work together, but it doesn't mean that everybody gets it. It doesn't mean that everybody is like, oh yeah, I know exactly what that's like, right? Because how the fuck could you if you never been there, right? Like, you don't know what the ghetto's like unless you've lived there. You can't say that you know what it's like because of movies, because even in the movies, that is not what it's like, okay? It's much scarier than that. So it's like, if you want to go for something, and you see somebody that's gone through or like your project has taken a turn, like, do you know how awesome it is when artists are just real and they're not trying to get a crowd, they're just being themselves? Those are like the best ones, because they're the ones that are doing it for the right reasons, and not the ones that are just trying to do it to get famous really quick, or to get known really quick, or make money really quick. Like, the really quick schemes are that. They're schemes, because you can never make that money that fast unless there was like some kind of hidden motive where you sell your soul. Okay, there's always going to be like a bigger thing that gets taken if you want to rise high quick, right? If you're the person that your projects can't change, right? You slowly have to gain the trust of people, and you're willing to work really hard to get that trust. So that's why things in your life change, because you're willing to dance till you die. If it doesn't work for somebody, then it doesn't work for you, right? If you throw yourself into a project, it works. You take the hit as much as anybody else does, right? So I don't know if this is something that you're working on, right? But as long as you're willing to defend it, because people work really hard out there, and you have no idea what they've been through and how hard they're willing to work and what they've done to put themselves back together, and how many times they've had to put themselves back together, because it's not just one time. Like, when you're trying to make it, when you're trying to make something of yourself, you'll fall so many times and you'll hurt yourself so many times, and then you want to hide because of it. But When you hide, it's almost like, hiding is just kind of for healing, and then you get back out, because somebody does need to hide a little bit more than what they do. And I know that we're told, like, well, you got to be productive, you got to do this. Yeah, but you also have to hibernate. You also have to recharge. You also have to sleep. You also have to be in darkness, right? There's also things that you have to do. You have to take like me days, my time. You have to be quiet sometimes. You have to let your mind and everything mellow out. Okay. I'm like sticking to my table right now. Certain t-shirts stick to this table. And it's like, maybe that's, an analogy of this. Like sometimes, things stick to you and you stick to things, and other times, you don't. And the things that we're willing to stick in there for are the things that we kind of care about. So when you really want to change what you're growing or what you're doing, or like if you want to change your kids' lives or you want to be something, right, then you can change. Like it doesn't take a lot to change. I mean, you do have to, it changes. As you can see, and I'm now getting awkward because obviously somebody gets awkward when they think about change, right? So, but something is going to change. And I think it's something that you've been working on. Ooh, look at that on the bottom of the deck. Woo! The Queen of Cups with the High Priestess. So dive into the things that you know that you love, the things that speak to you, the things that you're right about, right? And your parents will say that, or like people will say that you can't do what you love every day. It's practical, and you got to be practical. You got to go to work, and you got to get a job. Yes. And there's something that's called side hustles. And when you start to side hustle something, you don't even really realize what you could do. Like there are people, all you really have to do is just start getting your name out there. You have to start advertising in your town. If you're a mechanic and you just can't work for a shop anymore, then start your own business, start your own garage, put the time and the money and the effort into yourself, because the more you care about it and the more that you advertise till you die, work till you die, you will do something with the company. Like I watch my boss, and it's kind of unfortunate because she's old as fuck and she shouldn't be working anymore, but she's there every day, 9 a.m. Okay. And she could change it. She could get somebody to work for her full time, but she doesn't want to. It's her business. She should be there doing it. So honestly, if you're starting a business just to have a bunch of other people run it, it's kind of like, that's kind of like a King of Pentacles thing. Okay. We're in the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen is a part of the whole arrangement and still working because she's baking all the time. She's always baking for Santa. Okay. Santa's got to eat, right? Everybody in the workshop, everyone's got to eat. So she's cooking, she's baking everything. So two queens just rolled up on the table, which I find fascinating because it's like our feminine energies getting into what we love and grounding it. It's like the feminine energy is the thing that puts the love into the project. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to be feminine. It just means you're in your feminine energy. And the feminine energy is what you use to love something. So you bake for everybody in the factory, right? There's got to be a sense of attachment with this, and not you're the king of the castle and everybody's below you. Like that kind of mentality, is just that. It's a mentality. It's not necessarily a functionable atmosphere. If you want to become detached, if you want to stay attached to your work because you love it, then create an environment where you're there putting love into it all the time. Because sometimes you do open up a business or you do something and you can't be there the whole day, every day, right? You have to have somebody there. But other people do it differently, especially if it's in your house. You make your own hours and that's what you do, by appointment only, right? It just depends what you're doing. And oh my gosh, Spirit's like, look up to your cards. And that was staring at me, working hard, right? Which we have a working hard and we have a working smart. Okay. Work smart, not hard. But when you're starting a business, you have to do both. You have to be working smart as well as working hard because you have to get it off the ground, right? The Knight of Needles just kind of came out. That'd be the Knight of Swords. With the 7 of Swords below, and then the 6 of Swords? What the fuck? And then the Page of Swords? Jesus. And then the 2 of Cups in reverse with the 7 of Cups. And then the Ace of Cups. And then the Hierophant. Okay. Okay. And then end to the Needles. Okay. So, what the fucking fuck? This has changed the reading a little bit here with all these swords everywhere. Like, Jesus. It's almost like somebody could get confused over what they love, right? Maybe there could be a headless horseman out here. I don't know what the fuck that means. Like a heartless horseman or something, like not really knowing like how to like connect. You get really like lost, very scattered in your feelings because there's a lot that like you still have to heal from. There's still a lot of mending going on. So maybe that's what it is. Like maybe whatever this like project is that you want to do, it involves like healing in some way. And that's like a shocker. I think that's going to be a shocker to people because maybe that's not a side that people ever like. Do you think people fucking want to believe that I'm some magical tarot genie that know me when I used to get so drunk and fucking pass out in people's front yards? Like, do you think people want to see me as this? No, they laugh at me, they joke at me, they call me like, yeah, right, you can read cards. I'm like, I don't okay, so other people can do it, but I can't because you know me from the past. Like, how does that fucking make sense? Right? It's like maybe, right? Like people might be a little shocked to be like, this is what you're doing now? It's like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. Like, you wouldn't believe the shit that Slane does. Like, he's this, like, big-time actor, but he's also, like, this, like, recovering addict fucking advocate and, like, just does all this shit at this rehab and, like, fucking goes and talks to people all the time. Like, he's this, like, big movie star now. Like, I used to, like, when I was gonna, okay, I bought tickets to go see Slane before COVID. Couple years before, actually, no, I think like COVID hit, like, and then I talked to Slane actually about how like what we were going to do about the tickets and stuff, and if we were going to get our money back or if the show was going to be, and like Slane talked to me. He's such a fucking awesome guy and so just so down to earth, and like, I'm sure that people who don't follow George Carroll, who don't know him from La Coca Nostra, who don't know that he was this rapper before and this fucking, tough guy, fucking drug dealer, fucking slinging shit with a gun, right? They see him at these AA meetings or they see him on, the movie screens, and they think something else. They don't know, that just because you can be this big hot shot something that you don't still go to rehab or fucking AA every day. Like, just like everybody else does. Like, it's just a paycheck. Like, whatever you make your money, you make your money. People know you or they don't know you. I mean, there's tarot readers on here that have millions of followers. Like, my first tarot reading or tarot channel that I had before, this woman saw me in this witchcraft store that I was visiting and fucking took pictures with me and was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're here. And oh my God, my sister fucking ran out of the store because people thought I was this famous person. Everyone started taking pictures. And I was like, I'm just a tarot reader. And like, that was my first channel. And like, I barely had any subscribers then. You wouldn't believe how you can just become famous. It's not even because there's Illuminati fame and then there's regular fame where it's like social media is just making people famous now. And let's be real. Most of these influencer people that are becoming famous, like they could walk right by me on the streets and I have no idea who they are because I don't follow social media influencers, right? I'm kind of OG, but I'm only OG because I just want to stay there. I don't want to be something new, right? But you wouldn't believe how many people from my past do not know me as this person who does tarot readings, who has, talked to people about things that have happened to them in the dark with family members, things that they've never talked about before. My readings are not just readings. My readings are something beyond this world. I can't even fucking tell you. I don't know why I do it, but I can't not do it. And I, these readings sometimes are so dark with these people because I do personal readings, obviously, right? People don't want to believe that that's the kind of person I am. Why would they want to? They know me from back in the day, and I was a nobody. I was a fucking rotten, I'm just saying, you wouldn't believe if you're doing what's you feel you need to do, and that's just what you want to do. Just do it. I mean, you only have one life to live, and I'm sure you probably heard that a million times, but people might be shocked at what you come up with, but fucking shock them. Who cares? I mean, you only live once. I can't even not say it again, right? Because it's and then when you love it this much, it's how can you not do it, right? How can you not want to change something that you're doing because you know you can? Right? Give yourself this big, beautiful bitch and stop with this. Somebody needs to stop with this, right? I've got so many options so I can choose whatever I want. Yeah. And where's that getting you, right? Just one option, not even two. Don't even do the two options anymore. It's too much. One option. One. Okay? One. And then go to the next if you're going to start another project. But start one, and see how that goes. How people, they just go gung-ho and they're like, I'm going to do that. And you're like, no, just concentrate on one so you can make it beautiful and awesome and concentrate all of, it's why would you want to have twins or quadruplets inside of you when you can just have one baby at a time? Just one. Just concentrate on that one. Right? It's so much more riveting than doing all these other things. And then these tarot readers, man, some of them are some shit, they start other channels, and then you're like, oh, they got another channel, I'll join that. And then suddenly that other channel gets neglected for 6 months because they just start focusing on their other channel that they started originally. So that's why it's don't get into that, where you start buying all these puppies, and then you're like, why do I have all these puppies? And you just start returning them, and then you're an asshole. Because then it's then you got to go back on it. And that sucks more, right? Who wants to go back on shit that they said they were going to do? That sucks, right? Don't be that guy. But it's hard when you got a lot of options. But let's be real. There's not that many options, okay? I don't think people like you that much. But I don't know you, so they could like you a lot. Okay, I'm going to do one more message. Then I'm going to watch some X-Files and smoke a lot of weed. And that's my night. Twist of events. Ooh. I love tarot so much sometimes. I just don't know what to do without it. Mercy. Look at it. It came out from underneath the deck. It flew out, and it's still in reverse. So I don't know why you don't want to have mercy for something. I don't know. Let's see. Copycat. Ooh. Whoa. Copycat. And then the cat card. Copycat with the cat. Now I'm getting Sigourney Weaver. That's a good movie. Copycat. It's you have no mercy for somebody who is copying you. who was told to stop many times. They were told to stop, that what they were getting into, what they were stealing. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I don't know if you've been recently getting stolen from or something like that, but I'm kind of getting this message like you've told people to not fucking steal from you and then they just won't stop. So you're setting them up. You're setting them up to get caught. Ooh, look at that. You want to hang this motherfucker. It's like you want to get them trapped, right? Somebody from your past is a liar. They lying ass. And you're getting out of this. Okay, so somebody has been walking like you, talking like you, acting like you, and at this point in time, there is no concrete facts that this person does this because you can't see them. They're not doing it in front of your face. They're doing it obviously behind your back. And that's why the universe has no mercy for this person whatsoever. They've told this person, like, listen, and I almost see them like trying to leave the house dressed like you, acting like you. It's like they get tripped. You know, they get stuck. The phone rings and they're just like, why are you doing this? Why are you going out looking like this? Why are you acting like this? Even the universe is like, the energy is reacting around this person for what they do. Okay. Because they go out and they steal things somehow dressed like you. And I mean, if this comes about and they do something, I'd hate to see the cops go to your door because they think it's you. Right? Like that's where my mind's going now, where I'm like, why do I feel like they're trying to set you up? Like, why do I feel like they're trying to make it seem like you do something because they're all dressed up like you? That's like kind of creepy, actually. Now I'm getting like unsolved mysteries and like, honestly, I can't watch that show by myself in the dark. Like it's still creepy to this day. Even the new ones, it's like the way that people disappear and that nobody hears of them for like the rest of ever, you know, and it's just like, oh my fuck, this world is so creepy. That the fact that this person is going out and doing this is so creepy. Like that's just creepy in general. Like to want to hang out, like ew, like ew. You know, I watched this reader on YouTube, Chiron, and he has to have this little button on his desk where it says Chiron Intuition, which is the name of his channel. Chiron Intuition, because someone's actually stealing his voice and putting these videos up and, you know, just doing all these hands, like, because he only has his hands in videos. He doesn't have anything else. He doesn't have his body, his face, nothing. He just has his hands. And people are copying his voice. And now I just got that. Ooh, now I'm like scratching my palm. So I don't know if this person's like maybe pretending to be a palm reader or something, and you know, or maybe you're a palm reader, and like, you know, I totally advocate for like not showing your face. Obviously I don't really want my face shown right now, but at the same time you have to be careful, because if they can't see your face, then you're just a voice, and that voice could be anything, and to try to claim that and try to prove that that's your voice, right, as opposed to them, is like, oh, now my heart's beating all. I got that heart arrhythmia where your heart just starts beating erratically for like no fucking reason. And my heart just went all crazy. If your heart does that, that is not a good thing. I'm going to tell you to probably see a doctor, even though I don't see a doctor about it because I know what it is and I don't think they can do anything about it. But my heart just did something weird. And like, this is kind of the thing that's like, you either, you know, want to know or don't want to know. And I feel like there's a traitor around you that you need to fight and get away from, so then they stop wanting to be you. And actually, one of the best ways to do that is to start burning bridges all around you with people you wouldn't even think of, people well, actually, people that maybe possibly cross your mind every now and then when you're like, okay, I don't talk about that person. I don't hang out with that person. That person is not my friend. Why are they coming to my mind all the time? That could be the copycat, okay? That could be the person that's as acting like your double, okay? Acting like they're you. I don't know what I was going to say after that. I had this like long trail of what to do. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so if somebody is coming to your mind that like you don't talk to or mention or even like, if they kind of keep coming to your mind, it could be the double. And in that case, send them a hate email, okay? I'm talking like, stop being me. Like, accuse them of it. I know you're trying to be me. I know you're trying to act like me. I know. And karma's going to bite you in the ass. And you're a fucking loser. Get a fucking life. Like, find your own fucking life. Like, find your own soul. Find your own path. Find your own, right? And get that person to not like you. And by blocking you and by getting pissed off at you, then they can no longer want to act like you. Right? It's just a theory. Sometimes that shit works with people, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm getting that analogy that like that actually could work for you to like call somebody out and be like, listen, I know that this is what you're doing. I don't appreciate it. And like my boss today, holy fuck. I grabbed something. I grabbed the meals. I came back and I grabbed something that hadn't been rung in and I ran it to a guest. And the fucking little dipstick in the back was like, hey, did you punch that in? And I'm like, no, I didn't fucking punch it in. Honestly, I've been in the industry that I'm in for 20 years, okay? 20 years. I very rarely make a mistake at this point in time, okay? I almost went back there and fucking gave my boss my little pad and my notebook, all my shit, and said, here, do you want to do my job? Awesome. Because if you're going to chirp back here about the shit that I'm doing out there, I don't got to be here. You can fucking do it. I almost did it. I don't know what the fuck was in the air today, what chemtrails they put over fucking where I live, but Jesus Christ, fucking people that I worked with were insane. And I was like, I don't know why I do this. I know why I do this, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't gotta fucking be here. Like, you know, when you kind of get to that point where like, I don't gotta be here, I don't gotta do this, and then somebody's trying to fucking copy you, someone's trying to be you, and you're like, really? You don't even fucking know what it's like to step foot in these shoes, and you're telling people you want to be me? Really? Wow, that's cocky as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus. It's like something just gets lit up and they don't realize it. Like I was saying, this lady, she's got cameras up and everything, and somebody just keeps breaking in, and I'm just like, are these people stupid? Like, they're on camera. Like, how dumb are you to steal something right in front of a camera? And I feel like that's maybe what you're going to do, is you're going to put something out in the open to see if somebody steals it, and they actually do, right? You should feel safe. You should be able to put things out without somebody fucking putting it in their pocket, right? Like trying to act like you, really? And I mean, okay, flattering, yes, but also a little psycho at the same time. So, I mean, you make your own judgment on that, but I don't know. Doesn't seem right to me. So somebody around you is getting busted. So shall it be. I don't know why you got to know this. Now I'm getting fake profiles. They could have a fucking, I was talking about Chiron. Somebody could have a fake profile out there with your name on it. So, and I mean, Instagram and like Facebook and shit, they'll help you with that. If someone's, I mean, they can never stop it, but they can definitely shut these accounts down. If someone has one, and it doesn't even have to be, Mr. or Mrs. Popular. It could just be, it's just normal, Jane and Joes that are just getting duplicated, right? So if you see somebody out there that's possibly sporting your face, say something, okay? Say something. Oh my God, look, I'm not lying. Something is camouflaged, okay? They're camouflaged. Ooh, troublemaker. They're a bully. Jealous little envious bitch around you. Jealous of your money. And jealous of dun, 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 dun. Ooh, all the third party stuff that you got going around you. So maybe you are Mr. Mrs. Popular. And they want to interfere that. They want to intercept people. They want to deflect people. They want to make your name taste like ass when you speak it. See me in the streets of jewelry, you can keep it. That be our little secret. Oh, B.I.G. I was just telling my sister, I'm like, I can't listen to Spotify music anymore. I have to go out and get these fucking CDs that were made back in the 90s, the OG CDs, not these remastered, recut, rejuvenated, regrown, resewn. Fuck, oh my God, I had to get back to the original cuts. And there are just so many artists that I can't wait to buy their fucking CDs from the 90s again. Holy shit, I'm going on a CD hunt. It's going to be awesome. And yeah, making your name taste like ass. That's the thing. Smoke some weed. I'm getting that right away. Also, spread love, not hate. And somebody also, it's like, you might want to take this seriously and actually, people, it could be like opening up bank accounts in your name. I mean, you just never know. Be really careful. Always do two-step authorization so then these people can't get into your accounts. With your Google account, set up your two-step verification, set up your backup accounts, set up your notifications, so if anybody tries to sign into anything or get into you, they can't. And I know that with these social medias and stuff, people don't sign out, they stay signed in because they forget their password, stuff like that. But always clear your cache, always clear the app, get rid of these apps sometimes on your phone and then re-download them. They could put a lot of garbage into your phone. They put a lot of crap into your phone, a lot of unnecessary files, cryptic files, nasty files. Spotify is really bad for it. So watch, don't download anything, only live stream, stuff like that, so then people can't get into your stuff. That's another thing is when you're live streaming and you got all these things open, people can just fucking dive right in, right? Got to put those walls up, get a really good IT guy, and they can really help you set up your firewall so people can't get into your shit, right? Because emails are easy to get into, and once, they start talking like you and walking like you, it's not going to take very much for them to start opening up things that look like you, because they are you. Like, for all I fucking know, these people are putting tattoos on themselves to make themselves look like you. Like, people are fucking crazy. Okay, and I just looked at working smart. Literally, like, this person could be working really smart on how to be you. And that's like kind of really creepy. So be careful. And yeah, I mean, if you feel like this is your reading, which I'm kind of really glad that I did this reading now because these two readings were kind of weird. Weird energy that I'm used to. That's been coming out. So definitely just be weary. And like the way my window looks right now outside, I have this like Halloween scene still on my window. It looks like fog. Okay. And fog is so creepy. Okay. And things come out of the fog And you're like, what the fuck? Okay, you can't, it's hard to drive in the fog. I pulled over once because of fog. Fog throws your vision off. Okay, so if somebody is in a haze or in a fog, you might not see the red flags popping up on your phone and stuff, notifications that are being sent to you about possible threats getting into your phone, and you're just not paying attention, right? Because maybe you have a lot of phones, maybe you've got, right? But even worse, okay, even if they're work phones or something, still, like, clear, like I said, clear those caches, get a good IT guy, somebody that can go in. Somebody could even, you know how many people get signed into my Facebook? Bitch, I won't even be signed into my Facebook. I go into who's signed into my account. Tell me how there's like Quebec, Toronto, Winnipeg, Manitoba, Saskatchewan signed into my Facebook. Like, I don't even fucking know how that's possible. I sign out, go to sign back in, and it just signs me in. I don't even have to put in a password. I'm like, this is fucked. This is fucked. Like, I don't like this. And then I'll sign out, I'll sign out all the devices, and then boom, I've got more. Check your Google under security, third-party devices that are attached to your phone, fucking disconnect from all that shit. And then I found, actually, because a lot of things you can sign in as a third party with Google, and like third-party interference, it's definitely here, okay? That is, so my sister didn't do that. She was going on Indeed a lot trying to find a job, and she wouldn't sign in using Indeed. So she wasn't checking to see signed in devices, even for Indeed, okay? And I signed in via Google. I was lazy. I didn't want to try to figure out my Google password, so I just signed in automatically. There was registered devices. I tell her about that because I didn't know there would be signed in registered devices in my Indeed account. What the fuck, right? There was like 14 devices all signed into my phone somehow. So, but she never signs in with her Google. She signs in manually. She had over 50 signed into her phone. She never even thought to check Indeed as signed in partners. So sometimes you know, sometimes you don't. I'm just that kind of person. I've taken my time. I've gone through my phone. I've looked at it, and then I've read up on some of like what these things mean. And I've realized like there are registered devices that can connect to your Amazon account, your Prime account, your Netflix account, your Facebook account, your Instagram account, your Tinder, your Tweeter, your Twatter, your fucking Snapper, everything. All third-party devices signed into every single one of those apps. Guaranteed on your phone, there's probably hundreds if you don't clear your apps and unregister login devices. And they do not need your password. All you need to do is be signed in, and poof, like a fart hits you out of nowhere, they're in your phone. So check that shit out, all right? Because they could be getting information from you. And some people just, like I said, don't know about this kind of stuff. And I've lost phones because of so many registered devices inside my phone because I never knew to clear the cache, to delete the app and re-sign in. I never knew to do that. Nobody explained that other devices could get into my phone. I don't have devices registered. I don't have my Bluetooth on. I don't have my Wi-Fi on. None of that matters for some reason. I mean, I'm pretty ghetto. I use my own Wi-Fi. I use my own gigs on my phone. I don't stream Wi-Fi. I don't have Wi-Fi in the house. I don't need it. I can use my neighbors if I need to. And then when I do sign on the Wi-Fi, weird shit starts happening. And I don't know, I get creeped out and turn it off. So I don't know, whatever that's for. And if you run your Spotify and you don't download, you just live stream, clear your cache, because you, at the end of a day of streaming on Spotify, you could have like 1.2 gigs of crap in your actual user phone in your data, and it's just taking up space in your phone. And those are live viruses. So I don't know, take it if it helps. If it doesn't, whatever. Yeah, peace out. Have a good Friday. What are we all doing out there? I was out for a little bit and then came home because I didn't really give a fuck. Had a drink, was gonna play pool, and then said no. I just wanted to come home and be in the warmth of my house and not at a pool hall, because I don't want to fucking be at a pool hall right now. I want to be at my home. So if you're out there kicking it, have fun. If not, if you're like me, have a nice cozy Friday night. I will be cozy in my house with my coffee and my X-Files and my snakes in their enclosures. So have a good one. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for hanging around for whatever reason you did. Peace out. Word to your mothers, everybody.